Hi guys, so I am back and I have let my bake sit for about 10 minutes or so, which is perfect timing if you want to get a really good bake. And I would like to share with you guys another little secret of mine. I like to take the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Now I don't want to say use any mist and set that you have because I have not used the MAC Set and Spray. And when I do purchase more, whenever I get over there, I will let you guys know how well the MAC Set and Spray works with this. But until now, I use the e.l.f. Mist and Set. I like to spray it once just to make sure it's not going to come out all splotchy or crazy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and spray it over my bake. Just like so. Let that really dry up. You don't want to spray it and while it's wet dust it off because then you're going to cause streaking and you're not going to like that. So I just let it dry off of my face. And as you can see, I'm not as white as I was. I mean, I'm still pale, but you can see my makeup kind of coming through, or my face coming through. That's how you know you're really good to go. So I'm going to take my dusting and powder brush. This is the Vintage Cosmetic Company, and I cannot rave enough about this brush. The structure of the brush, it's so soft. It's like, I've never loved a brush so much as I love this. And I went online to see if I could find more, or maybe they had a whole line of brushes, but they pretty much only have a handful of brushes. There's not much really that they have, but I'm happy I have this one and I just absolutely adore it. It is my favorite brush in the whole world. So now that I have that out of the way, bragging about my brush that I just am in love with, let's go ahead and dust this off and get right into our contour. So what I'm going to do is just lightly dusting, and all you're doing is taking off that excess powder. I'm not pressing in. I don't want to completely mess up all that work I just did. And if you go in with a really dense, heavy brush and start pressing, you're going to move all of that bake around and kind of mess it up. So all I'm doing is just dusting everything in, just like so. And I know my face is very pale, but as you all know, this is just, or as I've already told you, this is my natural skin tone. I am very, very, very pale person. But now I'm going to start to add color back into my skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour, and I'm going to highlight, blush, and add some bronzer. So let's start with my contour. I like to use, at the moment, I am using the NYX Highlight and Contour, and I'm using this lightest shade that there is. But I would like to find a more grayer tone because I am so fair. This one still looks a bit orange on my face. I have yet to find a contour that's not orange. I have the Anastasia one. I have Hoola, and to me, they're always they look okay on my skin, but when I really look, I still feel like I can always see that kind of orangey to brown color. I don't know. I'm struggling to find one that I really, really like, but I will eventually get there. So I'm going to take this angled brush, just by Danielle. I'm not sure. Again, this is another off-brand. I tend to find these brushes that I absolutely fall in love with at TJ Maxx. And this brush too, I absolutely love this brush. It is beautiful textured, so soft, and it's just perfect for contouring. And it's another, just never heard of the brand, nothing like that, but I definitely love the brush. So I'm just going to go in with that lightest shade, like I said, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to dip on this side and then this side, and then I just use the top to do that. You always want to make sure all of your bristles are covered in the product, so that way when you go in and you're applying color to your face, it doesn't end up really spotty or anything. And if you don't do that, it will end up spotty, especially if you're quite fair like I am. I like to add my contour where the curve of my hairline is, and you can add your contour wherever you want. Just my only suggestions are, don't go too low and cause a beard, and don't go too high and lose your highlight. There is no, I know in every video you hear like, oh, you have to add it in this exact spot or it's wrong. It's your face, add it wherever you want. Just like I said, be careful, don't go too low and don't go too high, because then you'll lose your highlight or you'll create like a beard looking effect. And if that's what you're going for though, more power to you. So I just take the brush, and these brushes are meant to be used this way to begin with, and then if you're going to use them this way, you get more sculpting. So I'm going to start by using it and straight up and down, and always making the darker color in the back. My hair always wants to go with it, and then I kind of go up with it. I never go down, because like I do have a very tiny face, and getting a little more color, sculpt out a bit. I do have a very tiny face, and I don't want to create a beard for myself. So just kind of going up, keeping everything curved up, just like that. Now I'm going to do the other, same thing to the other side. I'm going to use just a closer mirror. But like I said, there's no really map to how to add your contour. It's all up to you and what effect you're going for, what look you're going for. I can't stand when you see a video and someone's like, this is exactly how you have to do it, and if you're not doing it that way, you're doing it wrong. That's not true. Excuse me, I dropped my mirror. Now, I do apologize. I do have quite the glare from my window over there. So this side of my face may seem like it is different, but I promise it's not. But I do want to share this little trick with you. So you may be only seeing the effect on this side, but if I don't have my window open, then it's dark and has a glare or has too much of a shadow. So still working on my lighting issues. This is a little trick that I do for myself. It helps me. It's how I feel like I get the best contour for myself. If it helps you, yay, that makes me happy. If you don't like it, don't use it. Use something else. I always suggest that you watch as many videos as you can and just take different tips and tricks and pull them out and just mix them up and create your own look. So, my little tip that I like to do, because I am so fair, I have to be very careful when I contour, is I will take this next darkest shade, which use whatever shade you want, and I'm going to take this Real Techniques contour brush. This is a very tiny brush. Dip it in there. And then I will look directly on, since when I look at myself, I'm looking directly on. When I talk to someone, I'm looking directly on. So I really like to see how my contour looks when I'm looking straight ahead. I'm not really too concerned how it looks when my head's turned, as long as it's blended. I don't really care. Mostly concerned straight ahead. So what I do is I just take the brush and I look straight ahead, and I will just kind of sketch, like maybe like I'm drawing a picture. And I will just sketch in where I want that darkerness in my face. I know I'm not using politically correct terms right now. And if you can see from this side, it looks perfectly fine. It's not too, not blended or anything. So I'm really trying to accentuate this cheek here, since my face kind of goes flat on this side. And as you can see from the side, looks fine. So that's just my little trick and tip. If you guys want to use it, go ahead. If not, use what you're using, whatever works best. I'm going to look in this mirror so that way I can look directly on and do the same on this side. Really just sketching out how I want my contour. And because I am so thin, I do have to be careful too. I don't want to create too much of a contour and then I just look really sunken and weird. A little bit on my temples. And I'm not that, I mean, I'm thin, but I'm not that thin. It's just my face is really thin. In the winter time, my face will round out a bit, hopefully. Now I'm going to take this little bitty contour brush by Soho. I absolutely adore this brush. It is so cute and it works perfectly. So what I do is I will take half the brush and add that contour shade just like that. And I make sure it really is only half the brush. And I'm going to place it right under my nose. Starting with the side, holding it like this, and with the side that has the product on, start with that side. And bring it straight down. And now I've really emphasized and contoured my Cupid's bow. So by doing that, you really bring out your lips and you really get that more cute little heart shape. Whereas before, even though I highlighted my Cupid's bow, it looked kind of still flat. And then now I'm going to take that same contour shade and just on the side. And I'm going to start literally on my lip and then bringing it down. Just like that. And the reason I do that is because if I had a really, blah, 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 blah. If I had a really larger bottom lip and it was creating a shadow, I would not have a line just right here where most people are creating their contour. I would literally have a shadow from the bottom of the lip down. So by adding the contour, touching the lip and going down, I create that more realistic shade right there. Now I'm going to go in and bronze. And I'm going to use this 020 Sunshine Naturally Bronze by Rimmel. And I'm going to take my dual fiber brush. I love this brush, just by Jessup. I got it on eBay. And I'm just going to load the brush. And then I'm going to start in the middle of my contour and wiggle up. Just like that. And all I'm doing with my bronze, since it is fall and we're not trying to get a summer bronze, we're just getting a more natural bronze. And all I'm trying to achieve is just getting color back into the skin. And I'm going to go on the side of my forehead just because I did highlight my forehead. So now I like to bronze it very lightly. And then that creates it having a little bit of a curve instead of it just being a straight forehead. And so it's just going through anywhere I think I need to add a little bit of color. This is a very light bronze. Like I said, this is more of a winter bronze. So it just adds color, whereas our summer bronze adds more of that I've been in the sun beautiful all day. This is just giving us some color back into our skin because we are so pale. Now, I'm going to take the product I absolutely love, which I think every product I use I absolutely love. So this is the Benefit Rocketeer, and it is a beautiful rose gold blush. It is gorgeous, and it blends very flawlessly and beautifully with your contour shade. So when you have that contour, this adds just a little bit of color in there, so you don't have brown contour and then light for your highlight. I'll just demonstrate that for you guys. And this is just a blush brushes, Vasanti blush number 7. I got it in my Boxy Charm. So I'm going to take that and I'm using it in the back, starting in the back. And it just adds some shimmer, some brown, pinkish colors back there. And then now I'm going to put some for the front for my blush. And that is because I never like to have one shade and then another shade. I want everything to blend very seamlessly, effortlessly, and flawlessly. Now I'm going to go in with my blush, and this is the NARS Matahari very pink, beautiful blush, and this is the Real Techniques Multitask brush, and I'm going to dip it in there, getting barely any. At the apple of the cheek, start by tapping and then pull back. Same with the other side, tap and then pull back. And no matter what I'm adding to my face, whether it is foundation, concealer, bronzer, highlighter, whatever it is, always go in a upward motion. Never go down. You don't want to go down because you don't want to cause anything to be dragging down on the face. Anything that's dragging down on the face is literally, that's what it's going to do, is drag the face down. Anything that's going straight across the face is going to cause width. So if you do need width in the face, you can add your product straight across. So everything that goes up in the face is going to add more youth and have everything pulled back up. And that's my goal, is to have everything pulled back up where it should be. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face. And I'm going to use the Ice Queen in the NYX Highlight and Conceal, and I'm just using this tapered highlighter brush, again by Jessup. And I'm just adding this just above where I did my blush and contour. Just like that. And then I'm going to add it on my Cupid's bow. The very top of my nose, and then that little spot on my jaw that I was mentioning earlier I wanted to bring out. Now, I don't like to leave my highlight like that. That just, to me, looks strange, and it's just like a straight line. So I'll take my brush that I was using, my bronzer, and blend it out. And I just keep it more natural looking. And that's it. That's how I highlight, contour, bring some real color back into the face. So this is definitely part 2 of how I get my flawless face. In the next video, I will show you guys how I do my eyebrows. And that'll be it for my flawless face collection. And the reason I am doing these 3 videos more in length and separately is, again, I didn't want to have a hour, 2-hour video. And because from now on, I'll just come straight on camera with my face already on, my eyebrows already done, and just get really into more eye looks and things of that nature. So if you have any questions, leave it down below. Any comments, let me know. Any looks you guys would like to see me recreate, or any tips maybe you have that maybe could help me or benefit me. Definitely willing to hear any of those. And anything else you want to tell me, just leave it down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.